So let's talk about the chart now, because as a complete beginner, this might be a little bit intimidating to you, but it's really just because you have a ton of different elements combined here. And when you break them down one at a time, it's actually a lot simpler. So for starters, I changed this over to Apple because this is what you're probably going to be seeing here as you are loading your account for the first time, because that's what it typically shows. And if you want to change what you're looking at, you click here in the search bar and you can type in the symbol, or you can select between stocks, crypto, indices, etc., bonds, and then do things that way. But right now we are looking at AAPL, which is the symbol, and this trades here on the NASDAQ. Now to the right of that, you're going to see an O, H, L, and a C. That's going to stand for the open, the high, the low, and the close, and that's all going to be price activity here for the stock. Now, right now, the market is open, so these numbers can change around except for the open price, but I want to show you a screenshot that I took here yesterday on a Sunday, and we're just going to go over that information real quick. Now, this was showing us data for the previous trading day, which was a Friday, and the stock opened at 297.90, reached a high of 303.20, a low of 296.52, and then closed at $300.23. Now, to the right of that, you're going to see a dollar value. In this case, it was plus $2.02. That's the amount that the stock went up that day, and it's commonly expressed as a percentage, which you'll see to the right of that. So on Friday, Apple stock went up by 0.68%. So just keep this in the back of your mind for now, because when we talk about the candlestick chart here shortly, those variables are going to come back into the equation. Now below that, you're going to see a sell and a buy button here. This is a buy market and sell market button. It's just a shortcut for a market order. And a market order basically means fill my order immediately at the best available price. But a lot of traders are actually going to use something called a limit order instead, and I'm going to explain what that is a little bit later on. And a limit order is just going to give you control over the price that your order actually executes at, which is extremely important when it comes to active trading strategies. Below those buttons, we're going to see a VOL, and it currently says, well, it was hovering over one of these candles from before. So if I move it to today's number, we can see VOL of 7.75 M. That means that 7,750,000 shares have actually traded hands so far today. And that's just the total number of shares that have either been bought or sold, referred to as the volume. If we move it back one candle here to Friday's data, we can see just under 55 million shares traded hands that day, and that volume chart is going to correspond with this bar chart that we see here at the bottom, and this is going to give you a visual representation of how many shares traded hands and whether it was a day where the price went up or the price went down. Looking at the bottom here, the higher the bar, the more shares traded hands. And if it's a green bar, that means there was more buyers than sellers and the price went up. And if it's a red bar, there were more sellers than there were buyers and the price went down. Volume can more or less be looked at as pressure on the price of a stock. And the higher the volume is, the more pressure there could be in the upward direction or the downward direction. So for example here, if we look back in the month of May at the beginning, we can see that there were multiple big green bars in a row here. And the stock went up from, let's say, around $270 up to about $280 a share. And it was right after there were two big days of a lot of buying volume that were above the normal. So you can see how that pressure can play out with a price move. And you're also going to notice at the bottom here, there's a little E. If we click on that, that is actually an earnings report. So Apple had reported earnings here. And as we can see here, they reported a beat here on both revenue and earnings per share, which was above Wall Street expectations or estimates, and that resulted in a lot of buying volume, and then the price of the stock went up as a result. Volume is one of the most important things that you have to understand here with any active trading strategies, and that's why it is so prominent here on the standard chart view. But now let's talk about these individual bars here up top with the lines, which are referred to as candles, and talk about what these actually mean. And we're going to switch this now over to the year-to-date view, just because it's going to be a little bit more helpful for us to determine what's going on here. Now, a lot of beginners, when they see the candlestick chart, get very confused because they don't know what any of this means, and they're more familiar with something like a line chart. Well, you can actually change this over to a line chart very easily. You'd come over here and you would select the button here where you have these candles, and then you would just select line, and just like that, we have a basic line chart showing us what has been going on with the stock performance. A line chart is just going to show you the closing price of a stock over a certain period of time. But the thing is, that's only part of the story here, because that's only showing you the closing price. If you think back to what we talked about earlier, the stock has an open price, a high, a low, and a closing price for the day. And a candlestick chart is basically just going to paint that full picture here for you and give you all of that information in one single chart. So if we switch this back over again here to the candles, we're going to talk about what this actually means. Let's take a look at this candle here for Friday, May 1st, for example. And the first thing I want to point out is that the color of the candle represents whether it was a higher close or a lower close from the open that day. So in this case, it's a green candle, meaning the stock closed higher than the open, and then a red candle would indicate that it closed lower than the open for that trading day. So the first thing I want to mention here is that the bottom of the candle represents the open price for that trading day. So in this case, it was about 278.70, maybe plus or minus a couple of cents. And then the top of the solid bar represents the close price for the day, which was probably around $280. So that's what the solid part of the candle means, but you're also going to notice a line that goes above it and below it. This is referred to as the wick or the shadow, and this is just going to show you the high of the trading day and the low of the trading day. So in this case, the bottom of that wick wasn't too far below where it opened. It shows maybe around 278.12, but the top of that went all the way up here to around $287, give or take. So that's how these candlestick charts work, and it's basically just showing you the full picture here of the open, the close, the high, and the low, and all of that data is very important here to active traders because there are going to be potential patterns and things that show up in the charts, and then technical analysis is conducted to essentially try to predict what the future price moves will be based on previous patterns. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that technical analysis is not a perfect science, and it's far from it. Otherwise, every trader out there would have an infinite money printing machine, but that's essentially what people do here is look for patterns in the charts. They pay attention to what's going on with the volume as well, and they try to predict what's going to happen in the future based on what they're seeing in the charts today. They combine a candlestick chart like we're looking at right here, showing the full picture of the trading activity for the asset, with the volume chart as well. And then they also layer in something else called technical indicators, which we're going to talk about right now.